Hello, all lovers of Creative Events International. Today we are making a trending Ashoke Fascinator. It's very easy to make and you don't need so much material to do it. We'll be working with Ashoke, mako, princess band, elastic, your hot glue, scissors, you know, your normal instrument that you're supposed to have in your workshop. Okay, so this will be the end result once we are done with what we are making. So if you are interested, please stay tuned. So the mako is here. The measurement of the mako is going to be determined by the princess band. So what we do is to fold our mako around the princess band and then cut it. And then we are going to be needing bias for our finishing, and then we need ashoke, at least half roll of ashoke. You might not finish it, all right, but at least you should have half roll of ashoke. So we start by taking the measurement for the mako. What I did was to use 3 inches. I don't want it to be too wide, so I prefer to use 3 inches. But if you want yours to be wide, of course you can go ahead and use 4 inches, but I really recommend that you just do three. It's perfect. So to make it sit on your princess band, you need to mark the midpoint of the mako. Just roll your line around it so that it will help you to place your mako properly on the princess band, so that it will not bend to or slide to any side too much. It will be balanced both at the back and at the front. So that's why you need to really measure that midpoint like I just did now. So the next thing you will do is to just put your hot glue at that midpoint, just like put your glue, your wax all through it, and then you just place your princess band on it and you will get your result. Okay, so with this, your mako will sit at the exact position it ought to. The reason I'm explaining this part is that I have had occasions where I didn't take measurement and I just try to like sit my mako using my eye gauge. I ended up pulling that mako and it was not easy. I find out that once the mako is glued to this Alice band or princess band, whatever it's called, it sticks perfectly to the extent that if you are going to remove, it can possibly break the princess band. So the next thing we are going to do is that we cannot leave it flat like this. We are going to curve it. So to curve it, this is how I curve my own. Of course, you can see what I am doing. You just try to take that triangular shape out of it. Just work it inward and make sure from the beginning of the princess band or the Alice band, you curve it upwards. If you want to really be accurate, you can take a measurement of 1 inch upward and then you curve it to meet with that 1 inch that you've marked. All right, so you repeat this process for both sides. Okay, that is, you do it to this side and you do it to the other side so that it will be curved. Okay, it will not be flat, it will be curved, because once it's flat like this, as in a straight line, it's not going to give a very perfect look or perfect finishing. Okay, okay, so now this part is ready. The next thing we will do is that we are now going to cover it up with ashoke. It's not compulsory you cover with ashoke. Of course, you can get creative of, all right, you can, even if we are going to use ashoke for the design, you can decide to get creative. You use maybe dolce silk, just you can use even scuba, something. Just get creative, though I worked with Ashoke. Why I'm saying this is that if you do not have enough of your Ashoke, you can get creative and use other material to wrap. The which color will be able to match your Ashoke, okay? And then you do your finishing, you stone. Is a beautiful style. It's a very beautiful style and it's easy to make. And of course, you can cash out with it. That's just the bottom line, that you can cash out with this. Okay, so we wrap and ensure that when you are wrapping, especially when you are wrapping the second side, try to pull it tight, all right, so that you don't have your Ashoke bulging out, that is swelling, not relaxing properly. So you have to make sure that you really, at the ending part, you pull it together, pull it tight, not too tight oh, because once you are doing that and it's hot, the mako will begin to fold. Sorry, trying to, I just want you to understand that part. The mako will be folding. So that is why even when you are making it tight, you have to be careful. Have in mind that it has to be smooth. All right. So for this part that I'm cutting out, the length of this Ashoke is about 52 inches. I want to twist it. You can see that the design I have there, there is a twist on top. So I want to twist it. For me to do that, I started by cutting because it's too fat. I don't want it to be too fat. So I divided the Ashoke into two. Okay. So 6 inches divided into two will give us like 3 inches. Then I folded a little part of it in, so that you know how Ashoke pull. So after that, I started twisting it. Okay. So just keep turning the Ashoke, turn your hand and turn the Ashoke. As you are doing that, you begin to cross it. What I did was to actually use my teeth to grab it and begin to twist. And the reason I'm doing this is that most of us were at home alone, nobody to help you. You feel, oh, I cannot do it by myself. That's why anytime I'm training, I do everything myself, so that when you can know how to do it yourself, assuming you don't have anybody to say hold it for me, you should be able to just use your teeth to grab it, and then you can twist. If there's anybody available, of course somebody can just help you grab that end, and while you twist very tight. Okay, so we twist. Remember I said I did 52. So by the time we are folding it, it will be like 25 point, no, like 26. So by the time you are done twisting, it's going to fit properly into the mako. But then what I noticed was that by the time I was done, it was a little bit longer than my mako, though I find my way around it. So I would like that you do 50, do not do 52, do 50, so that it will be able to, it will not be too long for it. So please do 50, do not do 52. So after all of that, I found out that some of the thread were still pulling and I can see them. So I decided to use my what they call it, lighter, to like smoke it a little and make sure that no rope or thread would be pulling from it. So the next thing I did was to just use my hot glue to sit it down. When you are doing this process, it's a process you have to do with care, please. You can see when I first applied my first glue, I held it down for like 5 minutes. That is, allow that beginning part to cool, so that when I'm working on other parts, I can remove my hand from that place and I will be rest assured that it's not going to pull out, because once it's cold, it will grab it. All right. So after I did that, I still went ahead to tack it down with my needle and thread. I like doing my work this way because you do not just rely or trust this hot glue to keep your work in place. No. After some time, this hot glue will give way. And when it gives way, of course, all your designs and your patterns and decorations will fall off. So if there is any way that you can really hold it down, please do. So the part I want to use to create the fan, all right, on top of the mako, I did 50, I did 35, and then I did about 20 something, all right, because I did three. The third one wasn't a complete circle, so that's why I say even that third one can go for like 20 inches. 20 is okay, all right. So to do this, what I did was that I went ahead and folded the edges. I fold the edges because of the thread that normally pull out of Ashoke. So I folded both edges, and then I did not just go straight to pulling with my needle and thread loose stitches. No. What I did was that after I was done um hemming the edge with my hot glue, I went ahead and fold. In those days that we were children, we used paper to fold and fan, just by doing back and front, back and front, back and front, fold to the front, fold to the back, just keep rotating your folding like that. And that line, you'll be able to create that design. That is the mark we come with it. So we are going to fold now. Fold it. If you have pressing iron at this stage, please, you can iron it, but if not, you can just do what, because I did not iron my own, so you can just do what I did. I folded, I use it to scrub on the table, to just ensure that the mark, is sitting properly and all of that. So you can choose. If you have a pressing iron, please do iron it. If you do not, don't worry about that, just do what I am doing now. It's going to help you to sit properly. Okay, so after that, I opened it up. All right, after doing this process, I opened it up, and then I glued both edges together so that um because if you see it, it wasn't opened, so I have to close both edges. I have to close both edges like this. Just close it. Okay, so now that it's ready, I will now use my needle and thread and make loose stitches and pull it together. But then here is what I did though. While I was pulling together, I was conscious of the fold. I wasn't just putting my needle and thread in any places, so in any place, so I was actually following the fold. So if you look at what I did here now, you will see that I was actually following the fold, from one fold to the other, from one fold to the other. That's just it. When I was done, I pull it together and then I sew. So when you are done, you are supposed to sew it, as a way of closing it. Okay, so I sew it so that I can close, and after that I brought the other ones that I have prepared before, rest it on each other, and then I tack it again together. After that, I took it to the mako that I've already prepared, and then I stitch it, so I attach it to the mako. All right, so this part is ready. All I need to do is my finishing. I just want a good finishing. So what I did was to use black material to cover. If you look at the inside, it wasn't rough before, but what I was trying to do is to beautify the work. So whenever you are working, look for something that will make it attractive, something that will make it outstanding. So I actually worked with black because I know that black comes out very well with silver. So I went ahead and cover, and then I did my finishing with the trimming, and after that I was done. So much talking. Okay, so thank you very much. If you are just discovering us for the first time, please do well to join our channel. And then again, if you have any observation concerning this video, if there's anything you want me to correct, please drop it on the comment section. I bet you I will attend to them. And then finally, we have opened our channel membership. Please join our membership scheme so that you can have access to exclusive videos from Creative Ends International. Thank you very much. I would be seeing you in my next video.